Welcome to the ripple effect of love for dads and families. Today, we talk about teaching your children emotional strength. Not always easy, but it is possible, and there are so many different ways of doing it. However, it all starts with you. I know. As parents, that's not what we want to hear. We want to fix our children. And my success started with my children when I started focusing on me. And that's why I know how important it is. And having taught in a classroom for 30 years, I also noticed that when I worked on me, there was more harmony in the classroom. There is more respect. There's a way of doing this. And this is what I'm going to talk about today. How can we do that? I'm Christine Bernat, stress management coach, and much more. You can book a call to discover the much more, but for right now, I want to stay focused. And I really want to be able to share some awesome insights that will help you. You know, we all want our kids to be strong. But does that mean hiding our emotions? Sucking it up? Have you ever told your kids, or were you told to suck it up? You know, to be strong and hide those emotions. However, I have learned the hard way that if you do that, what happens is your physical body later on in life, maybe 10, 20, 30 years later, 40 years later, will start acting up. So, what if real strength means knowing how to handle your emotions and not ignoring them? Let's talk about how to raise resilient children. I'm sure you've all heard about an IQ. How high is your IQ? I want my child to have the highest IQ. That's amazing to have a high IQ. But in my practice, in my teaching career, I have noticed that if you have a high IQ, and companies like Pratt and Whitney, who organize challenges for high school students, also talk about teamwork. And to be able to do teamwork, you need that emotional resilience. And this was about like almost 10 years ago when my daughter was in high school and she was doing the robotics program on the side because she was having fun doing that. And we had gone to a Montreal competition for their robotics team. And the message from Pratt and Whitney was one, teamwork. They took points off if in a team there was one individual doing all the work. Isn't that interesting? Way back when I was in high school, going to college, university, that used to be a quality. Your IQ was the number one thing. However, things have changed. Our social skills are important. Our teamwork is important. And what is behind all that? Your emotional resilience. So that's why today I'm talking about this emotional resilience. And there's a difference that needs to be made between emotional strength, emotional resilience. Well, to me, emotional strength is emotional resilience and emotional suppression. Okay, I want you to just take a deep breath. Tune into that. How does that feel? Emotional strength, resilience versus emotional suppression. Think about those times when your parents lovingly, right? They didn't do it because they didn't like you, or at least I hope so. But anyway, I didn't do it because I didn't want my kids to love me, right? I loved my children, but I made many, many mistakes. And that's why I'm here today, to support you beautiful dads who want to leave a legacy of love, who are ready to tune in to your emotions so that you can support your beautiful children to tune in to their emotions. And when we tune in to our emotions, and when we tune in to how things make us feel, we learn to build this emotional resilience. Yes, and those who know me, you need self-regulation to attain it faster. You can do it on your own without self-regulation. It is possible. But I have found that if you use self-regulation and releasing that energy that you feel in you that's heavy, that weighs you down, releasing all that gives you so much more power to be emotionally strong. Okay? So, how you as a parent, as a dad, a beautiful dad, and I know if you're listening to this that you are an amazing dad because you are looking for other solutions to support you on your journey with your amazing children. And I am proud of you for being here. So, when you handle your emotions, you are teaching your children how to. So, whether you handle them by letting the anger explode, putting them down, negating them, that's what they learn and that's what they bring to school. Interesting, isn't it? The students in my class that would be bullies, when I met the parents at teacher night over the years, I discovered that there was always one or two one of the parents, or maybe two, that had major emotional issues and had not been taught. Okay. It's not a reproach. It's about how to, um, learning how to manage them. And there is no um, age limit. I worked with a lady who was 86 years old and had anxiety, couldn't sleep at night. And this was in a group setting, and it was 14 weeks. And about 6 weeks within the program, the group program, she said to me, she says, Christine, I don't think I need my sleeping medication. I said, well, check with your doctor. Let him decide. Anyway, by the 10th week, she did not need any sleeping medication. She was sleeping. She was noticing the beauty in nature. She had not been present for so long. And this lady was 86 years old, driving, independent, cooking, everything. So at any age, you can learn to self-regulate. And you can learn to let go of the weight of things that you've carried since you were little. And some of these things are things we've learned from our parents. Some of them we've picked up from our loved ones, and it's okay. But the important thing is, what do you want to teach your children? Do you want to teach them to be angry, to be spiteful, to be jealous, to be vengeful? Or do you want to teach them to lead their own lives from a place of love? Now, I'm not saying that you can do this overnight, obviously not. But what I'm saying is, it's time for you to start the journey if you're here. So, of course, I will start with Snap Tap, right? And Zap. The frustration, the overwhelm, whatever's happening right now, into the spiraling train so that it gets burned by the magma. And you can snap again if you're still notice out of 10 how much stress or anxiety. Take your negative emotion that you have, that you want to stop teaching your child that and you want to start teaching something new. So, for example, if it's anger outbursts, I mean, so many people in this world are dealing with anger outbursts. So, snap, breathe in, scan your body with your mind's eye. Tap on your sternum roughly at the heart level. Notice out of 10 how strong that stress is. Relax the shoulders and blow that out. Just letting it go. Imagine that it's going into the spiraling train to be burned by the magma. And then breathe in again as you continue tapping. Notice your body. Are you feeling that anger somewhere else in your body? If it has moved, spaces, excellent. It's getting ready to be released. So it's super important to persevere. Relax those shoulders and blow the anger that you are feeling, whether it's towards someone, a situation, an event, onto the spiraling train that sends it down into the magma. And breathing in again, scanning your body as you breathe. Oh, mine moved from the leg to the hip. Excellent. It's getting ready to be released. What happened for you? Relax those shoulders and exhale that out. Did that stress level come down? Did some of it leave? I have found that with children doing about 1 to 5 rounds of the Snap Tap Zap, usually sometimes it will completely, the fear will completely be released, or the anger. With adults, I have found it takes quite a bit more because we have a lot of history. We have a lot of negative emotional history and habits, learned habits. So it's been a long time. But for kids, usually, I'm saying usually, it'll be a lot easier for them to release. So, what is one emotion you struggle to help your kids with? Write it in the chat below. I'd love to hear and see what it is. You can start working on yourself in private. And as I've told dads before, you can also say, okay, how many of you in the family like me being when I'm angry? Be honest. I won't get angry, right? You can be doing the snap, tap, zap while you say it to keep you calm and collected. And then if you have members who like you being angry, great, but I don't think you'll have too many. Then you can say, starting today, I want to, I need your help. I need everyone's help in this family to support me so that I stop being angry or dumping my anger on you because I love you and I don't think this makes you feel loved. So you may need to self-regulate while you're saying this because it can be scary to say this to our children and our life partner, and it's okay. So as you tap and you breathe in and you relax, you can use a hand signal. You can say to your child, what is it that you want them to do? Do you want them to come up and give you a hug? Or when you're angry, you might just lash out. Well, you definitely don't want the hug because that'll turn back against you, right? Do you want them to put their hand up? Do you want them to put a hand on their head? Do you want them to pull on their own ear? Do you want them to, I don't know, find a signal that you like, and everyone in the family will use it so that they can support you when they see your anger elevating, and maybe it's just and you're angry. If you like instantly and there's no levels of anger rising, I would highly suggest you just book a call with me and we'll release whatever's behind that so that you can continue this process in a more harmonious way with your family. And then you just show them, this is what I will do. When I see you doing that, I'm going to do the snap, tap, and zap to de-escalate my anger. And that's why I need your help. If you ask that way, I think your family members, especially the immediate ones, I'm not saying about the brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, just talking about your children, your spouse, your partner. Start small within your family unit. If you're divorced, do it for you. And when the children are with you, if you have shared custody, talk to them about it then. And practice when they're not with you, so that when they're with you, you can stay calm no matter, that's a tough one, no matter what they do. And children, if your children are smart, they will test you. Believe me, I have lots and lots of experience with children testing me. And the important thing is to self-regulate yourself. Keep that survival mode calm so that you feel safe. And then they're going to start looking at you, maybe even in a weird way, or they're going to congratulate you. It'll be different. Or they'll just walk away and say, oh, not listening to me. It's okay. That's their reaction. It is not yours. Congratulate yourself for staying calm, staying centered, and staying grounded. And I know you can do this because I did it. I went from being, are you sitting down, a neurotic mom to a calm mom. So it is possible. And on that note, what's your one emotion you're struggling with? Drop it in below or give me a call and we'll see how stress-free, pressure-free I can support you. Maybe I'm the right person, maybe I'm not, and that's okay. So take great care of yourself, and I will see you tomorrow for another exciting episode to support you on your journey to become the best dad and family that you can be.